Welcome to Talk of the Town. This is an official podcast from the town of Pinetop-Lakeside to expand upon community topics shared through the Talk of the Town newsletter. Here we will give you more detail, respond to questions, and deliver information about community news and happenings. Hey, it's Rob Hefner here for the town of Pinetop-Lakeside. This is Talk of the Town, and this is the first recap of a town council meeting. We're going to be recapping the town council and the planning and zoning meetings via this format. What I'll do is do a quick recap of what was on the agenda and what those items were with maybe a little bit of explanation. We'll not go into detail, but I'm also going to link the YouTube video for that corresponding meeting. Now, last night's meeting, which was Thursday, January 5th, has three parts because, as I explained through the agenda, there were a couple times when the council went into executive session. We're going to give you all three links of those and let you know where they are on YouTube so you can go back and watch them and be able to forward yourself into the area you were interested in. So with all of the meetings, town council starts with a roll call and they ascertain a quorum, which they did, pledge of allegiance and invocation. So all of the members were here in person. There was a call to the public to which no one spoke. And then was the consent agenda. The consent agenda is basically routine matters. On this consent agenda were the minutes from the previous meeting in December and also the town check register. They approved these all with one vote so that it basically speeds things up. If there's an item that a council member has questions about, because they get a packet in advance of the meeting that they look through. If they have questions about it, they can pull that item out of the consent agenda and have it voted on individually. That did not happen this time. Then we move into the business before the council. So they had the recognition of Jerry Smith for his service as vice mayor. Then they had on the second agenda item was a notification of the resignation of Richard Smith from planning and zoning. And they recognized his service of 15 years. They then had a public hearing, and that was the third item. That was to discuss legal action, a resolution. That's in the notes down below. You can see exactly what that is. Basically, that was a resolution that came from planning and zoning to say, hey, we're going to start having a way to say depreciation. We can approach that for businesses that are out and available for people to see regarding paint and the upkeep of buildings. So you can look more into that, and they explain that in there. Item D4 was a resolution pertaining to a grant award from the Arizona Department of Homeland Security, and that was by the chief who was telling us what was going on there. Item D5 was interviews for planning and zoning. They had two openings, and they interviewed 6 individuals: Derek Cavey, Daniela Dekova, David Kudus, Jeffrey Phillips, Todd Furneaux, and Joseph Pence. You can see all those interviews in the video. They then went into an executive session to discuss those interviews and to see, what they had any questions about the individuals, and they discussed among themselves. They came back out of executive session. That's when the second video will start. And they then voted to pick the replacements. D6 was then the approval of both of those. Todd Furneaux was the first one, and then Joseph Pence was the second one. They then went to item D7, which was a move to go into executive session to discuss D8. They went in, got all the information they needed to, came back out. D8 is the referendum. It was in response to a referendum put forward about a general use map that was put out and approved by the town council. Some citizens went out and petitioned and got a referendum, and they were going to vote whether or not to actually move forward and have that voted upon or to rescind. They voted to actually go forward. We're going to have another episode and here either tomorrow or the next day after this gets posted. We're going to have a discussion with one of the council members and the mayor about that D8 to give you more details. So stay tuned for that. That's all for me today for this recap. If you have any other further questions, please post them up. You can call or however else you'd like to communicate. No problem. Stop in. This is Rob Hefner for the Talk of the Town of Pinetop-Lakeside.